A few days ago, I wasn't sure my RV was going to make it out of Barstow. And today, I'm camped at the base of Mount Whitney.
There ain't nobody gonna do it for you. Got to find your own.
So I left Barstow yesterday. I'm all fixed up. I had a night on my own last night south of Lone Pine to reset. There is not near enough snow on those mountains for April. That's ridiculous. How little snow there is. Wow. That's scary. Heading into Lone Pine today. I'm gonna pick up a couple groceries and then head a little further north up 395 to meet up with my friend Ralph again. It's so crazy to think that when I was here 10 years ago, 11 years ago, getting ready to hike the John Muir Trail, I had no idea how much that was going to change my life. And that it was going to lead me to keep being here now, living in an RV. That's where I got my permit. That's where I picked up my permit. Ow. Pretty sure the Dow Villa, yep, that's where I stayed the night before my John Muir hike. Yep. Oh my goodness. Whitney Portal Hostel. Streets the night before I started my hike. Oh my god. Oh, there's the grocery. How's that for a view? I only need a little produce, like some spinach, broccoli maybe, whatever looks good. But it's always so fun to look around these little stores. I love seeing what they have. Mountain House. Of course they have Mountain House. It's a hiking store. I love that they have hiker supplies. I probably came in here for any last minute stuff I might need. So 12 years ago, 11 years ago I was here. Getting ready to hike the John Muir Trail. A hike that changed my life. And I feel so old. I can't imagine now hiking that trail. I can't even walk up 3 flights of stairs without pain. Crazy. cows. You did. I saw. You saw the cows. I know. You're good. You did a good job. Thank you. You did a good job. They're not going to come anywhere near us. Something sounds funny. You know, I'm going to be paranoid for quite a while, at least a couple weeks, listening for every sound. I think it's just the wind, but you know, I realize I just the last 2 years, I've really started to realize my age. I'm not 30 anymore, you know. I'm seeing it, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling kind of grieving a little bit the youth that I had even a decade ago. The ability, well, even how many years ago? 6 years ago, before I got Sadie, I hiked 576 miles on the PCT, and even then, I knew that was probably going to be my last long hike. That was really hard. It was really hard on my knees and my hips. And I was, what was that, 6 years ago? I was 50. Wow, really? Yeah, I was 52. Jesus. And I'm feeling it. The realization is setting in that I'm not young anymore. I'm wondering, when did you guys really start feeling that? Really start noticing that you're getting up there? That, you know, even though mentally you still feel like you're 30, starting to realize and recognize that you're aging and that you're pretty close. I'm pretty close to a senior citizen. Crazy. So at what age did that really start hitting you? Let me know in the comments below. I want to hear from you. I want to know if I'm right on track. 58, starting to really kind of feel my age. Crazy. This is called Movie Road that I just turned onto. I've been traveling on dirt roads for 4 or 5 miles. And there were a lot of old westerns filmed out here, mostly in Alabama Hills out of Lone Pine. We're a little north of that. Next right. I pinned this spot. Ralph came out and found it. So I'm meeting up with Ralph again. But yeah, there were a lot of westerns filmed out here. I did a whole video on Alabama Hills years ago. I'll pin it. I'll put it in a pinned comment and put it in the video description. You guys can check that out. I stayed in Alabama Hills. This out here is owned by Los Angeles Water District, something or other. A lot of signs that say no overnight camping. But I'm pretty sure the spot that Ralph is in is National Forest, because I remember reading that it turned into National Forest, because the spot's on iOverlander, actually. Love washboard. My Coney shocks are great, and it is an improvement on Washboard Road, but I'm telling you, there is nothing that makes Washboard Road in an RV fun. The Sierra Nevadas is a fault block. One side lifted way up and the other dropped down, which is Owens Valley. And that's why the mountains here rise so abruptly behind Lone Pine. This is what Alabama Hills is known for. And then the rocks get broken, fractured, and dumped down the slope, and that's why it's so rocky here. Yep, Forest Road. Ooh, ooh, ooh. All right, I'm kind of having the feeling that Google took me on a big old roundabout goose chase. Because I ended up coming back closer to Lone Pine. Movie Road comes out of Lone Pine, so I think I should have just taken that. They did offer that as an alternate route, but it looked... I looked at it real quick when I was leaving the store, and it looked roundabout. This looked more straightforward. Surprise, surprise. Well, they did try to take me on a more straightforward way down a very narrow, very treed path across a running creek. I wasn't going to do that. I should have showed it to you, but I forgot to turn on the camera. Too busy living. Too busy living. I hiked over there, all the way over that range, all through there, all through there. Craziness. So it's Thursday before Easter weekend. I suspect Alabama Hills is going to be crazy swamped. I don't think we're going to get a whole lot of company out here. This is pretty far out. I still don't see Ralph. I'm only supposed to be a half mile away. I still don't see him. He's here somewhere. Look at that. I fucking love the Sierras. I see him. Barely you can see him. There he is. You see the rig? You see the top of the rig? Yeah, you see Uncle Ralph? Oh, look at him. There he is. Look at that shot right there. They actually have camping signs.
Yes, I know.
Oh my gosh.
This isn't the only place. So they in some places they have signs saying only camp where the signs are.
Okay.
But not everywhere.
So should I camp up here or over there with you?
I would come and take a look and see which one you like.
Okay.
This road doesn't go anywhere, so you can
okay.
here.
Man, water! You hear the water? Look at that! Want to go get a drink? Things are really starting to warm up in the desert, and that means I'm going to need to be running my air conditioning pretty soon. Luckily, I have the brand new Bluetti Elite 300 with 2400 watts of power and 4800 watts in powerlifting mode. I'm going to be able to run my air conditioning off grid. I can plug my 30 amp plug directly into the Elite 300. And what I really love about this is look how small it is. It is Frost & Sullivan certified as the world's smallest 3,000 watt hour power station. And I love that I can charge it with my solar panels. I can charge it with AC power, either plugging it into shore power or charging it with my generator. And let me answer a question a lot of you have been asking. If I have a generator, why do I need a Bluetti portable power station? So let me explain. My generator runs on gas. It's loud. It's noisy. The Bluetti Elite 300, for example, I can charge it and I can run my Starlink. I can charge my high-powered laptop. I can charge whatever other electronics I need for, in the winter, it's like 3 or 4 nights. Right now, with the days getting longer, it's like 5 or 6 nights. So I can run my generator for a few hours, charge the Bluetti portable power station, and then I can use this for 5 nights or longer to charge all of my electronics. So I don't have to go outside. I don't have to start up my generator. I don't have to use gas and fumes and noise. And this just stays inside. And I can also control it with the app. So I can turn it off from bed. I can control it from anywhere, you know, within Bluetooth distance. So that's why, even though I have a generator, a Bluetti portable power station with a lithium life P04 battery is a better option for my daily electrical needs when I'm boondocking. Look, I just got a disaster notification. So real quick, using the Bluetti app with the Elite 300, it'll let you know if there is emergency weather in the area, and it'll automatically put it into emergency mode. So if you're using this as emergency backup power for your house in emergency situations and you have it plugged in, it automatically knows the weather in the area, and if there are any emergency situations, it'll go into backup mode so you never lose power, which can be really important for certain medical equipment, computers, and things like that. The weather alert here is very high winds, as you might notice. So it's got the 30 amp outlet, it's got 4 AC outlets, it's got 2 USB A's, it's got 2 USB C's, and it's got a 120 volt 10 amp. It's got DC output, and that's for some of the other accessories that Bluetti offers to have your whole system wired with Bluetti. And it's got DC input, which is what solar panels plug into, and the other way to charge it is the Bluetti Charger 2, which connects directly to your alternator, and it'll charge your Bluetti portable power stations, or any portable power stations pretty much, while you're driving. And so it charges super fast with the Bluetti Charger 2. I love that I can charge it while I'm driving on my long travel days and errand days. So if you've been looking for a portable power station for your off-grid life, or if you want an emergency backup for your home, I love the Bluetti Elite 300. I love that they're making them smaller and more compact. It's a lot easier for me in my RV life, and the Bluetti Elite 300 has been my favorite so far. I've been using it for quite a while, and I use it a lot. So if you've been thinking about it, go ahead and check the link in the video description below and get special deals now for their big launch, and my discount code in the video description below will also save you an additional 5%. Thanks Bluetti for sponsoring today's video and keeping my life powered. Oh my freaking God. Gorgeous spot, but the flies are terrible. Absolutely, and they keep coming in. I don't know. I still have a couple screens to fix. They are terrible. Look. I don't know if you can see. I don't know how they keep getting in here. I mean, they're ridiculous. They keep buzzing around my head. They're driving me crazy. And I don't know if you can hear. My new fridge is making a noise. Can you hear it? Is that normal? So this is a fancier fridge, different model. Look, I had to put a piece of tape over. That green light is so bright, it never goes off. And it like lights up my RV. I'm one of those weirdos who even had to put like a blanket or something over my alarm clock when I was living a traditional life. I don't like any light. And but that noise, I think it's normal. It's got a fan. It's got a heater fan in between the refrigerator and the freezer, which I don't think my old one had. And I think it also has a fan in the back. And it doesn't stay on very long, only when it's really hot. So I think it's normal. It's just different. So any of you have a newer nor cold? Is that normal? It's not bad. It's just noticeable. My old refrigerator made no noise at all. I often read that it had a fan in the back. Never heard a fan. I mean, maybe early on and I forgot about it. It broke. I don't know where they're coming from. Anyway, I'm going to make dinner. I've been soaking lentils since yesterday because I'm trying to conserve my propane because I don't know if I'm going to be able to fill it again. Oh, my life is just so exciting. It's way too exciting. So I know, Sadie girl. Anyway, I've been soaking, look at that, soaking lentils for a couple of days, but I'm going to make like a doll-like lentil dish, which is like softer lentils, kind of like refried beans. And so I'm going to do garlic and onions I'll throw some spinach in. I have some cauliflower in there, so I'll make it with cauliflower. And that'll be dinner. Oh, rice. I need my... Oops! Did that go to you? Is that your garlic? You don't want it. You don't want it. The flies are driving me nuts. These flies are driving me insane. Oh, big garlic. Oh, I want to do onions first. What am I doing? I'm all out of sorts because the flies are driving me crazy. Oh, that onion's a little brown. I think it's all right. Oh my gosh! And these flies, they're little little house flies, and they've been swarming since the first day I got here. Of course, we had some wind for a couple days, and they were a little better, but now they're back, and they no matter how quickly I try to close the door when we come in, it's hard with Sadie. For one thing, she stands there a minute when I open the door, and then she's got a million flies on her when she comes in. And by the time I brush them all off, a million have come in. It's a losing battle. You guys have any tips for these flies? What are your tips for these flies? I was reading up on it, and I do have an ultraviolet light, but they're not attracted to that. I don't have any fly spray. I have some essential oils. I sprayed a little peppermint oil earlier. Got to be careful with that around Sadie. But the peppermint oil didn't seem to deter them at all. I mean, I've got tons of different essential oils, but of course, like I said, I have to be careful with those. Back to cooking with a little bit of olive oil for my good cholesterol. Smells so good. Oh yeah, I'm in my fancy outfit. I didn't think you guys would see me below the waist. Oh well. Yeah, the shorts are old and they're stained. And if you're new here, my RV life is about buying less and not throwing stuff away just because it's not perfect anymore. Just cracks me up. Just cracks me up. So yeah, what are your tips for these stupid flies? Besides moving, we're going to move on Wednesday. I mean, I just got here after the whole fiasco in Barstow, so I wanted to relax for a few days. And of course, get caught up on work, because I always have to get caught up on work. I'm the hardest working e-bagger I know. In case you haven't heard. That's been a thing since the very beginning of YouTube. That, creators for some reason should work for free or be happy with what YouTube pays them. And when, I was one of the early people, I think, on Patreon. And, oh my God, people lost their minds. When I started a Patreon, people lost their minds. You're begging for money. Because people can't understand that some people might want to pay me for my labor. All the work that goes into making videos. So yeah, that's where the e-begging thing comes from. Every YouTuber, every creator has probably been accused of it if they should have the audacity to value their time and their labor enough to give viewers who ask an option to directly contribute to the work, to the value, to what they contribute. I've made over 1,000 videos, and some people like to contribute directly to that, and I appreciate that very, very much. And it has come up again recently, because apparently, according to the old dinosaurs, I can't talk about how much things cost on my RV Living channel, because then I'm just begging for money. Smells so good. All right, we'll get that cooked up. April 1st was my 10-year anniversary of RV life, and it passed by because I was in the thick of my RV issues. Didn't feel like celebrating much. But yeah, 10 years I have been living in an RV, and November will be 10 years making video. 10 years making videos? Yeah, 10 years in November making videos. And it's changed a lot. Things have changed a lot. People have gotten more accustomed to the idea that creators should be paid for their work. Back in the day, everybody seemed to think that we should work for free and be happy about it, or just be happy with the tiny bit YouTube paid us. Even in the beginning, YouTube wasn't enough to make a living, although it was better back then. Every creator has noticed a decrease in revenue over the last, 9-10 years. Ooh, maybe a little coriander. What do you think? A little coriander? Why not? Let me see. I'm going to look in my brand new fridge for... What am I looking for? Broth. And I don't have any in there. So yeah, I think with TikTok and things like that, society has come a long way in recognizing not only the work that we do, but the value that we bring. I mean, we're entertainers. We bring entertainment, we bring education, information, and a lot of people have finally woken up to that idea that if you spend, let's say, 30, 40 hours on a video, it makes sense that you would want to get paid for that. Unless it's a hobby, but yeah. So it's come a long way. It's kind of crazy to think that not only was I mean, there were a lot of people doing RV life before me, that's for sure. But it was still fairly new in mainstream when I started, in the mainstream, like a lot of people didn't hear about it. And to think that even as a creator, when I started 9 years ago, it was still kind of novel and kind of new. I mean, I didn't even tell people when I first started. I was a little embarrassed to tell people that I was a YouTuber. And now I had my, an Uber driver, a Lyft driver, I think it was Uber, in Barstow, and we got to talking, and she's like, what do you do for a living to be able to travel full time? I'm like, I told her the story. I was a marketing consultant when I hit the road. My 4th video went viral, and I realized not too long after that, I was doing both for a while, and I realized I needed to make a choice. I couldn't pursue YouTube and continue to do another full-time job, because YouTube quickly became a full-time job. And I decided to become a YouTuber, and like now 9 years later, I make a living as a YouTuber, and people now get really excited. Oh, I've never met a YouTuber. It's so different now. I've never met a YouTuber. Oh my God, you're a full-time YouTuber? That's so cool. What's your channel? It's very different now than it used to be. So that's kind of cool. Yeah. All right. That looks good. Let's pour in, you know what? Let's pour in the lentils. New strainer, my other one broke. Alright. Oh, that's a lot of lentils. That is a lot of lentils. They expanded a lot. I think that'll be alright. Alright, there we go. Here we go. We're gonna have lentils for dinner. I'm getting hungry already. black rice. They always say 1-to-1, but I realize you always need more than 1-to-1. And when I make it, I like to make enough to freeze. So I put about 1.5 cups in. I'm going to put like 4 cups. 4 cups of water. This stuff really takes a lot longer to cook. Regenerative, organic, certified California black rice. Oh, you know what? I'll put some kombu in. So kombu is seaweed, which is really good for essential nutrients and things like that. I try to get it naturally when I can. Sometimes I can't. That's why I take supplements. So that's 3. That's why I do take supplements sometimes, because I don't always do the kombu. I don't always do the natural ones. Alright. Alright. A little bit of salt. A little bit of salt. There we go. Oh, it's so dry. I'm feeling really dry. Alright. Alright. One of the things I have a really hard time doing is, especially on long work days, I have a really hard time making meals in time. So today's Monday. Today's a more relaxed work day for me. So I do tend to do more cooking on Monday, and this whole meal will last me probably 4 days, which is really good for getting me through the week. And it's because it's really hard for me on long work days. I'm so into work, I want to get it done, I need to get this done, that I don't take time to get a meal cooked by the time I'm hungry. And so 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, I'm hungry and I'm grabbing whatever is available. I've gotten better at grabbing fruits and vegetables than nuts or chips and salsa. Alright, I need another lid. There we go. Ta-da! Oh, I forgot the kombu. Kombu. Seaweed. Just like a thumb size. You know, this has been in my fridge forever. Does kombu go bad? It's literally been in there for years. back both boondocking in my RV and back to the Eastern Sierras. My goodness, it's hard to believe. You see that right there? That those are the crags. I think they have names. And then you hike really close to the crags and then up. Oh, that might be the tip of Mount Whitney I'm seeing right there in the middle. I've been up there. It's crazy. Crazy. I was just rereading the blog last night to remind myself of where I started. I knew Cottonwood Pass, but I couldn't figure out what road I took to park my car at the trailhead. It was Horseshoe Meadows Road, because this is Whitney Portal right here, where a lot of people day hike Mount Whitney. 99 switchbacks to get there. I don't know how many I had on the other side, but it wasn't 99, but it was hell still. And if you haven't read my John Muir blog, I know a lot of you have. I know some of you even found my channel through my blog. If you haven't read it, read it. It's fun. I was just reading the comments too. A lot of viewers have, well, the first couple of years, a lot of viewers were reading it. And it's a fun read. 26 days on the John Muir Trail. And that's what led me to this 10 years ago, living my anniversary. So it was like 10 and a half years ago that I finished the John Muir Trail. And I started south of Whitney. I went northbound and I started at Horseshoe over Cottonwood Pass for a couple of reasons. Number one, permits were easier to get going northbound. Number two, I didn't need a separate permit for Whitney. It was part of my JMT permit. And also, I started down there. I've been going a mile uphill, but I'm only at 5,000 feet, so at least I don't have the elevation on my breathing. I climbed Mount Whitney on day 4. So I drove from the Bay Area here. That's not enough time for me overnight to acclimate. I think that's a lot of the mistake a lot of people make. I was reading my blog and I met some young guys. So I remember I was 47 when I did this. I was thinking about that last night. I'm like, holy crap. But I met a group of younger guys at the, I can never remember the name of it, where you go up here, Whitney Portal. You can see the zigzag. That's Whitney Portal. You go up there, and then the trail from the other side from Guitar Lake meets right below these crags. I don't know, maybe a mile below the crags. And there's a name for that place on the trail. And so these guys from New Jersey had flown in to just hike Mount Whitney, and I think they'd flown in like the day before, thinking that one night would be enough to acclimate. So the trailhead there, the trail pass there is, no, it's more than 12,000 feet. Oh, I think it might be 14,000 now that I think about it. And they were sick. They had to turn around. So I started about 20 trail miles south of Whitney and took my time. I took, like I said, 4 nights. My 4th day, I climbed Whitney so that I would have plenty of time to acclimate. And it still kicked my ass. I was reading the blog right at 12,000 feet. I felt it. And if you want to know what it's like to hike up, and I didn't even have I only had a day pack because I base camped. But if you want to know what it's like to climb Mount Whitney at 47 years old, once you get to 12,000 feet, if you want to know what it's like when the air's that thin, read the blog. I'll put a link below. It's alone on the JMT.com. Alone on the JMT.com. But it was fun to relive that. I haven't read my blog in a while. One of these days I'd like to completely redo the blog. I wrote it off the trail. I journaled on the trail, and then I wrote the blog off the trail, and I don't think I finished it until like a year later. So there are tense issues. You know, I'm a present tense and then a tense and then a past tense, and there's some things I'd rewrite. One of these days I'll rewrite it. But yeah, I freaking love, this is one of my favorite places on earth that I've been to so far. Haven't been to South America, Chile, the Del de Pine, whatever, Argentina, that national park. I've always wanted to go there. What is it called? Something Del Pine. Yeah. Even New Zealand. But of course, I did New Zealand in such a whirlwind. I wouldn't mind going back, slowing down a little. I was there just under 3 weeks, and I covered both islands. So, in a camper van. And again, made videos about that. That was right before I got Sadie. I made videos. I rented a camper van and camper van around the South Island of New Zealand. It was amazing. Watch the videos. I'll put links below. But New Zealand was gorgeous. But of course this is special. I mean, look, of course this is special. I lived over there for a month. With everything I own on my back. Well, not everything I owned, sorry. Everything I needed to live for a month. I had 3 resupplies, I think. So I did go into somewhat civilization for 3 resupplies. Yeah, I think it was only 3. Yeah. So yeah, you can't carry 30 days of food. Your pack would weigh 150 pounds. Oh my goodness. Sadie's having fun being free again, huh? Yeah. We free again? The hotel sucked, huh? I mean, as far as hotels go, it was a great hotel, but not for me. That life is just not for me. That made me realize I can never go back. Not to that version. With noise and people. If I ever do get stationary, and I don't even know. I don't know. I don't know about being stationary. Maybe traveling part of the year, but it'll have to be homesteading. Because no way. And I want to be off grid. Even though I'm getting older, things are getting harder. But this is who I am. This is who I've always been. I just didn't know it. Because I was too busy running from myself. Yeah. get a drink? I don't think you got a drink. Go get a drink. I can't go down there with you, but you can. Sadie, look. Oh, go get it. Go get it. Absolute bliss. My happy place. I'm starting to really miss California. Maybe it's time to go back. Come back. Get it! Sagebrush. How do we get out of here, Sadie girl? I don't know if the camera's gonna pick up all the colors, but this whole ground, all the ground is all covered with yellow wildflowers. There's yellow and white and purple. There's little daisy-like things and little dandelion-like things. They're not dandelions. I wonder what they are. I just looked it up. It is a dandelion. It's a desert dandelion. I don't want to pick it. The bees might want it. Desert dandelion. See, and then there's that. And there's that. Look at how beautiful that is. Look at how beautiful. Look at this. It looks like, well, from far away it looked like broccoli. That was bud sage, and it provides important habitat for critters out here. Food source and things. Bud sage, so I guess, and it's deciduous. It drops its leaves in the harsh summer. Interesting. There's all kinds of stuff out here. All kinds of stuff. Look at this. There used to be a road through here. Look at that. And where there's an old road, there's old cans. Church key. Mining out here, cattle ranching out here. There's still some farms, ranches out here. And I'm seeing footprints that look like cow, but I'm not seeing any cow poop. Look at that view. Looks like this road's going to lead me all the way back to camp. How convenient. I know, look at that. Can you believe this? Can you believe I get to be here?